Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, to Global Impromptu Speaking session number 267. Thank you so much for joining in today. Today, our topics master is back to back Toastmaster Omar Farooq. He has a plethora of topics. That's the reason he wants to be the topics master. And it's a great help for me too. And he's sending me message and just who is the topics master? I said, always you, because I'm quite busy and I'm quite lazy. I'm not able to find topics masters. Ladies and gentlemen, today we don't have a lady. We have one lady, yes. Lady and gentlemen. You will be speaking for at least 1 minute and maximum 2 minutes 30 seconds. Please manage your time the way you want. This meeting is being recorded and will be uploaded on social media. I implore you all to at least watch your take you are giving on the given topic. So at least you can see, you will manage you will judge yourself, like how did you manage your topic and how you can improve in next version, in next meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, will not take much of your time, but to call upon our today's host, our topics master, who is not smiling today. Perhaps he's sad for some odd reason. Now he's smiling. Come on, he's laughing now. Please put your hands together to welcome our today's host and host, Master Umar Farooq. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Teacher Amjad, for the introduction. What a smiling introduction. Okay, so welcome everyone for the global impromptu session. And today's topics will be, as always, a lot of introspection and questions. It will not be, they will not be quotes or anything, but they will be related to yourself. So let's start. Okay, Sudeep, you want to go first?
Yeah, ready, sir. Ready. Am I audible?
Your voice, you can speak one full sentence first.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, great.
Okay. And your topic is, what is life without love? What is life without love? Sudeep.
Thank you very much, and good evening to all the fellow Toastmasters. It is being said that life is achieved after doing a lot of hardships. Life is attained, and that to a human with the mercy of Almighty. Life is incomplete without love. What is love? It is unexplainable. An individual can experience love by doing good deeds, by keeping his intention clear, by worshipping the Almighty, the Supreme Power, and implementing the good deeds. He can't explain love. He can only experience love. Love is God and God is love. So friends, there is no tips, tricks, shortcuts to achieve, experience love. Rather, implementing love is the key. Enjoying the life is also related to love. Life is incomplete without love. You can take the best example of a relationship between a child and the mother, where unconditionally mother cherishes and makes the entire life of his son or his child more memorable, more remarkable. This is the best example of unconditional love, where an individual has to recollect whenever he thinks about love. Unconditional love is the key, and life will always be incomplete without love. Love cannot be expressed, it can only be experienced. So friends, my final submission is that it is the top of the ladder as far the life is concerned. We all can become and join the supreme power by doing good deeds, keeping our intentions clear, and experiencing love in our daily routine by doing simply good deeds. Over to you.
Wonderful. Wonderful takes, Sudeep, on the topic. And then, so life without love is meaningless, huh? No sense. So next we have with us Varun. Varun,
Yes,
are
sir.
you there?
I am here.
Varun, your topic is, it's an interesting topic. So your topic is, if your country was a student in a university, which course would it get A plus in? I'll repeat. If your country was a student in a university, which course would it get A plus in? Varun.
The smile on your face says which course would my country get the A plus. It is none other than food, and related to food, any course. You name that course, it will get the A plus in it. My fellow Toastmasters and dear friends, I belong to country India, and the food back in India is absolutely beautiful. If you compare it with any other country around the world, it has most number of spices in it. It has most number of flavors in it, and India is not afraid to experiment with them unique flavors at all. If you go down south, you will find extremely spicy food as well as seafood. If you come to north, you will find food which will adapt to your palate with the mountains. And if you go to east or west, you will find indigenous food which no other place will have. So yes, India will excel in the course of cooking. Let me share a small example. Back in old days, when even getting food was scarce, in India there was a very long lost recipe. This recipe was from Lucknow. The recipe goes like this. First, you will have to cut open a camel. Inside a camel, you stuff a horse. Inside that horse, you stuff a goat. Inside that goat, you stuff other small animals. And the list goes on till the final end, till the final product which goes in is a quail egg. You heard me right, a quail egg, which is this tiny in size, in that big of a camel. And this was the dish of a Maharaja. Now you can imagine the kind of flavor, the kind of expertise, and the kind of methods of cooking which was applied. You will find this none other than India in the whole world. So yes, if you consider India as a student and the course as food, then India will get A plus throughout the world. Over to you, table topics master.
Interesting. So food sciences, India will have that course. But a lot of students will get confused. So many varieties are there, so many traditions. Too much complicated course. How you will get A plus? That is the challenge. So Nuha, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hold on, my camera is getting on.
On its way, huh?
Yes.
Okay. So Noah, you want an easy topic, huh?
Yeah, let me try. Whatever.
Noah, your topic is, does suffering promote growth? Does suffering promote growth? I put it in the chat. Word of the
Okay.
day is mystify.
Okay. Thank you, Table Topic Master and fellow Toastmasters here with us today. Does suffering promote growth? Yes, are you agree with us with this chord, guys? Who are saying yes? Can you please raise your hand? Yes. Let me tell you one thing which I experienced in my whole life when I was in my old days, which is my past days, which I'm hurting now. That days were unforgettable days for me. I was crying every day, every single day, because of my friends who ignore me, my friends who they laugh at me because of my appearance. So whenever I grow one step, whenever I went a step forward, they don't like it. Why they don't like it? Are they want me to stay down or what? Every time that suffered me a lot when I was growing up. I started my opened my wings to fly high. I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to become a best writer in the world. But my close friend who teach me, who taught from her is you can't believe a single person even if is he or she is the best friend. They are the person who always put us down. That's really hurtful thing, right? You can't imagine what a best friend is putting you down. Yes, exactly. What happened to me is the same. I didn't expect that, but expected things has uh, as appear. So whenever I write my own story, she comes and tell, and then they says, "Look at her. Nuha is writing a story. He wants to become a best writer in the world." Oh lol, it's my paper. Shut up. And then my friends started laughing at me, and they tear my papers every time when I grow. But after sometime later, I threw all the stuff which I was writing. I burned it. Later on, I understand that whenever you're growing, you will suffer. You will have the pain. You will have the difficulties. But never give up. That's the key. Turn into the success of your key. Make a twist with an unexpected answer for them. That's the massive success you're gonna give. So I thought of giving a big success, big massive success, I wanted to say, and proudly I'm saying I'm gonna be a writer soon and the best writer in the world. Whenever suffers you, you will feel something pushing you out. That is the turn. Start from that day. You will be the best and you will be the best version of yourself. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Wow, Noah, that was a little speech of yourself. The writer,
You.
Noah. We have a Booker Prize winner of the future. Huh?
Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. We have Toastmaster Afak. Toastmaster Afak is not here. Yes, okay, who is next? Monish.
Yes, please.
Monish, your topic is if you could own any social media platform, which one would it be and what would you change about it? If you could own any social media platform, what would it be and what you will change about it? Monish, I'll put it in the chat. Word of the day is mystify, to puzzle someone or perplex with the topics. Just
Good, good evening, everybody. If I own any social media, that I would love to own Instagram, where I love to see people upload their photographs because they want to flaunt their new clothes. They want to flaunt their incredible body. Apart from that, if somebody wants to promote their business, they will do it on Instagram, which I like it immensely. And if I want a change, like in WhatsApp or on Facebook, if we'll upload any video, which is a true video, but we can't upload. Recently, an incident happened in my state. One person did self-immolation. That video, Facebook doesn't accept. And because of that, people do not come to know somebody has done self-immolation. And that news, which people should reach, and why he has done it, people didn't come to know about that news. But I do not want that in Instagram, if somebody upload this thing, that people should come to know why somebody tried to commit suicide, what was the reason behind that, because these things, these social media, nowadays, they do not want to show. And this is the benefit. The bureaucrats, politicians, those who give order to trouble somebody and somebody did self-immolation, people do not come to know. And after that, print media is a government puppet, because if print media wants to show anything, they can't show, and this type of news dies down. But in Instagram, which I want that I should own it, I do not want this type of incident. They should stop. They can show anything, whatever they want to show, which is a true thing, because nothing is sensitive over there. This is an information, and this information people should come to know. Over to the Toastmaster, please.
Okay, Instagram, Facebook, so much artificial thing. Next, Sachin. Sachin,
Yes,
question.
good evening, everyone.
Sachin, your topic is what of the days mystify, how to puzzle to perfect somebody and all that. So your topic is, would you allow your friends to speak to you the way you speak to yourself? Would you allow your friends to speak to you the way you speak to yourself? Sachin.
Yes, I wish I must have a friend who could speak to me, who could be a replica to me, the way when I have to think about myself, my actions, my plan. Unfortunately, till now, I haven't got anyone. Still, fingers crossed. Why I need a person who could speak to me like me? Because when we speak to ourselves, we are true to ourselves. And if somebody is telling us, we get a confirmation that yes, what I was thinking and what he is even confirming it is right. This is going to help me a lot to improve myself. Though we know a human is never 100% perfect person, but he can reach near to the perfection. This could be a thing, a tool for me, which could help me to achieve me becoming a good person, to achieve what are my goals. Thank you, and over to you.
Wonderful. Okay, I would never allow my friends to talk to me like I talk to myself. Just kidding. I am my biggest critic, you know. So, wonderful. Next is Babu.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, Babu. Babu, you are a businessman. Okay, so your topic is, if you had to invent a product that doesn't exist yet, what would it be? If you had to invent a product that doesn't exist yet, what would it be, Babu? I'll put it in the chat also.
Well, Toastmaster Umar by now knows perfectly that I am a businessman, but he does not know that what business I do. So it's time to reveal today that I do business of electrical goods, items made of copper. And sometimes I find it very difficult to procure raw materials of copper, because copper is a very crucial thing nowadays. The light which is blinking behind me is because the wire inside it is made of copper. And once it blows off, then all of us will be sitting in the dark and you won't be able to see me. So let's think that if I invent an item that I can insert inside human being, that after load shedding, the cupric item on his finger, once he press on the switch, it automatically glows up, even it is in darkness, that is no power. No need of inverter. A self-inverter inside human beings. And I will sell that product at my price. I will become the billionaire. And I hope that the people who are listening to me will get convinced that yes, I have an item and I am not going to cheat them. Once I convince them, I know that Toastmaster Umar is going to be my first client because he is very much excited on trying new things. Hence, I request Toastmaster Umar to give me a formal order along with some advance as a request to each and every client so that I can give him that item and his lights remain open 24/7. Over to you.
Wonderful. Patish, you should go to Shark Tank India for the investment. First, get the license, patents. This is not my expertise area. What if Namita says that? This is not my expertise. Okay, so wonderful. Interesting technology Babu is what to invent. Okay, so next, Farida ma'am. Farida ma'am, are you there?
Yes.
Farida
You
ma'am,
can-
your topic is if you could immediately solve any unsolved mysteries in history, what mystery would you choose and why? I'll repeat. If you could immediately solve any unsolved mysteries in the history, what mystery would you choose and why? I'll put it in the chat.
It's true. A very good evening to my global impromptu family members. The word of the day is mystical, a gentle reminder. And the topic that has been given to me is equally mystical to me. It says that what incident in history, which is an unsolved mystery, should I attempt to resolve and why? My dear colleagues and friends and beloved ones, mysteries are there in history for a reason. They are there to mystify you and to keep you intrigued and interested in history. Otherwise, most of the students, when we go through history, it's like a rhetoric and it's just to rote, and that is what we expel in our exams. And most students are totally disinterested in history and they just study it for the sake of studying it. But it is when they are faced with these unsolved mysteries that they get interested and intrigued by them. So personally, I would let the bygones be bygones. Let the past remain at rest. I would not try to resolve any of the mysteries of the past. I do not want to know what happened to the dinosaurs. I do not want to know what happened. Famous people got assassinated in a very strange way. I do not want to know why and how. We should sometimes allow bygones to be bygones and allow history to rest in peace. But having said that, what we should do is attempt to look into our future. And the future can be changed by the present. So work on the present, look forward to the future. And this is my message to all of you. Forget about the past. Work on today and look forward to the future. With that, I end my speech. A very good evening to everybody. I love you all.
That's interesting take. You tried to twist the topic, but good. Actually, I would like to solve Bermuda Triangle. What is this issue with Bermuda Triangle? But a good take on the topic. And next, Akib. Akib, I have an interesting topic for you.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, listen carefully. If every person would have a conspiracy theory made about them, what would be yours? If every person would have a conspiracy theory made about them, what would be yours? Okay.
Thanks, Toastmaster Uma, for giving me this mystifying topic. What would be a conspiracy theory made about me? Let me be honest, today it was appraisal day. And when the result came out, my manager was very much excited. I wasn't. And I don't understand how each and every person is getting evaluated. They have a lot of parameters. Every organization have 5-10 parameter based on which they do yearly appraisal. Last 6 years I've been working so hard. Each and every parameter I have excelled. But I don't know how they make out something, some reasoning, some positivity. That result changes. I was like, boss, when I was in school, I was almost topper every year. There was a consistency I could see. Here, there is no consistency. You make some conspiracy out of it. You say this year, this was the problem. Business did not perform well. We are giving you average. What? I don't accept it. But this conspiracy theory, it's not just for me. It's for the all corporate people living here. And if you are a manager, you also will be trying to make some conspiracy. So I have 13 people reporting to me. And I was told only 3 people can be given good rating. Do you know how many people I recommended? I recommended 7 people out of 13, which is almost 15% population. Management didn't agree. They want only 3 guys. Still, I gave 4 after fighting, and 1 person was removed. I also had to make some conspiracy theory, some last 1 year, 1 transaction missed by the guy to make it as an excuse to present it. And when I was presenting them, I was also excited. But the guy who received, they had red faces, and I had to convince that next year we'll have better days. So this is a conspiracy theory which we all need to, made, and we all need to resolve. Over to Toastmaster Umar.
Okay, that is interesting. Okay. Maybe that is not the conspiracy theory, maybe it's an excuse. Okay. So next, DTM Khalid, are you there? DTM Khalid. Okay, maybe he's not here. Dulan, are you there? Dulan?
Yes, Toastmaster Umar.
I cannot see you. Yes, Dulan. Dulan, I have an easy topic for you. The topic is, if you could remove all suffering at the cost of removing all happiness, would you still do it? If you could remove all the suffering at the cost of removing all the happiness, would you still do it, and why? Put it in the chat also. What word of the day is mystified?
Okay. Good evening to all the Toastmasters. If you could remove all suffering at the cost of removing happiness. In our life, when we live, actually, what do we expect? We expect happiness. But to gain that happiness, most of the time we suffer. So actually, we get both. But if we think that if we remove all the suffering at the cost of happiness, then there will be nothing to feel to us. There is no suffering and no happiness. It will be like a neutral state forever. So then we will, that means we will not have a target to achieve because we have no happiness to achieve. Then we will have no sacrifices and therefore no sufferings. So I think it is I will not remove all the suffering at the cost of all the happiness, but we can try to remove the most amount of suffering to get the maximum happiness. That means like we are managing the suffering to gain happiness. So that will be my opinion. And thank you.
Interesting take, Dharan. You went in the both boats. Huh? Good, good take on the topic. So next, Jaya Raghuvanshi.
Yeah, a very good evening.
Okay, Jaya ma'am, your topic is, if your brain was a room, what would it look like inside? If your brain was a room, what would it look like inside? Jaya ma'am,
A
I
very
put it in
good
the chat.
evening to all impromptu members and dear guests. Today, TM Farooq has really mystified me with this weird question, an interesting question. What would be, what my brain would look like if it was a room? Wow, my imagination flows wild. There can be various imagination that I can think of that I would like my brain to be like a room. One, a room, my brain where a room to be sustainable. Two, I imagine myself a room on top of a tree trunk, a room um, like a yacht. Yeah, and a room that in where you live inside an igloo. How lovely it would be, right, to have such room, cozy room with all to yourself, with a fireplace. What else I can think of? um, a room where I can fit in only those people who appreciate me. A room with those people and kids who are like-minded, who appreciate nature. A room with people who share so much kindness and love and very giving. A room that is a freshness of air. And what else I can think of? A room with a lovely scent, a strong, mild, spicy, chocolatey. That's all I can think of. If my brain was like a room. Over to you.
So Dr. Farida's room would look like a kitchen. That is interesting. Pragya, are you there? Pragya? Pragya, are you there? I still remember those days when we will go in a lot of Toastmasters meeting to get the table topics. Back on those days. Okay, so Pragya, so your topic is, if you could make a weird thing socially acceptable, what would that thing be? If you could make a weird thing socially acceptable, what would that thing be? I'll put it in the chat.
I wouldn't say this is something which is weird, but yes, something which is not socially, emotionally acceptable to most of the people. And if I could make that weird a normal, it will be things about the LGBTQ community. Somehow I have seen a lot of discussions about these things going on, and most of the people consider it weird that, you know, being a lesbian or a gay is something wrong. But I think it's their own decisions of life, of what they want to do, whom they would want to love, and what kind of a life would they want to do. We should rather treat them as humans who have their own decision making power and who can decide what kind of a life would they want to live. And this came to my mind. Initially, I was also one of those who would think that this is something weird and how is this thing even possible. But once I was attending a Toastmaster meeting, which was specially for a club for LGBTQ community, which is in Pune, and one of the members shared a small talk there about how they feel about it being a part of this world. And the question arose there, is it our fault that our body, our mind is such? Is it our fault that we don't like the other gender and we like the same genders and we can't change it? How much ever we try, we cannot feel something about the other gender. And that was something which made me understand that probably it's not something which they are doing. It is a natural process which they have been through. And considering that thing weird, then probably for them we are also weird, right? For them, our world is weird. For them, how can the other gender like each other is weird. If I could make one weird thing socially acceptable, then it would be love for each other. Because love doesn't know gender, love doesn't know boundaries, love doesn't know age. Then why has these boundaries been put on them? The question they asked me still remains with me. If I could, I would want to answer that to them. Over to you, Umar.
Oh, LGBT, whatever alphabets are LGBT. But interesting take, a controversial, I will say. But good, you spoke your mind. Wonderful. Next, we have Dinisha ma'am. Manish, what happened?
I wanted to say it's controversial in Dubai, where this meeting is going on.
Yes, but Dinisha ma'am, long time, huh? Dinisha ma'am, your topic is you just became a ghost. What's the first thing you will do? You just became a ghost. What's the first thing you will do?
Thank you for the topic. Good evening, global impromptu family members. To be a ghost these days, I would love to be, because the living expenses is so high in Sri Lanka. So I think if I become a ghost, I will not have much to do and to go for the queues for the, buying anything and everything. So if I became a ghost, the first thing I have to do, actually, it's my responsibility, go and shake all the politicians to open their eyes for the people. There's nobody that who can open their eyes. Actually, even though they know the things going in the way is wrong, but they do not hear, or they don't have any interest to solve the issues. So if I can, and I hope to be a ghost and to shake them and to make them uh, make them aware of the thing and open their eyes for the poor people in Sri Lanka these days. I think we can't expect anything because of the current situation. Over to you, Toastmaster Uma.
Okay. Interesting. You want to surprise. You want to scare the politicians, huh? Haunt them. Wonderful. DTM Amjad, are you there? I think we are done. DTM Amjad.
Sir,
DTM Amjad, your topic is: do you really think memories have taste or smell? Do you really think memories have taste or smell? Amjad.
thank you so much, Mr. Topics Master. Do I really think memories have taste or smell? In short, yes. And to elaborate, I want to ask you one question. Have you ever laughed for a thought? Like you thought something and you started laughing or smiling, and somebody sitting in front of you or around you, he or she has asked you, what happened? Are you crazy? Why you're laughing? So you explained, I remembered that thought. This is called smell or feeling of that memory. You thought about something and you all of a sudden smiled or laughed. Yes, they have smells. They have uh, smell, and they have feeling, everything. Because this is how we make our living. It's not only the past, it's also the imagination. Like we think of something, okay, I want to reach there, and we imagine ourselves to be there, and then we smile. We try to achieve it. And this smell attracts us do everything to achieve that. Yes. In conclusion, I would like to say memories have smell and feeling. Ladies and gentlemen, most of the time we live our present because of these smells and feelings. Otherwise, we feel like there's no connect with past and future. Keep smelling, keep feeling. Yes, this is life. Thank you.
Wonderful. Interesting take on the topic, Amjad. Yes, in fact, memories have taste and smell. You can feel them so much. So I think we are done with the topics. It was great. Have you? I hope everybody enjoyed the if questions. If you were this.
Yes, yes. Who would like to give a topic to Toastmaster Umar before we wrap up, or we can have volunteers, couple of volunteers? Okay, Toastmaster Kaushik or Sachin Kaushik wants to give you a topic. Kaushik ji?
Okay.
Hello. Yes. So I would like to throw a topic. Which
Okay.
one
Yes.
habit? Which
Yes.
one habit you would like to change? Which one habit you would like to change?
Okay, that is an interesting question. And that one habit that I would like to change about myself. I have procrastinated a lot, especially about myself. I'm a little lazy kind of a person, but that is something that I'm working on also. I will not say that I procrastinate for others or something, especially on myself. I don't take care of myself that much. and that degree of selflessness that I have, I focused, okay, everybody around me should be happy and they should get whatever they want and they should be uh, enjoying their life. And I focus on that. I will not be procrastinating about it. But when it comes to me working on myself, I procrastinate so much. I am lazy. Oh, my mother daily says to me, Umar, you should lose weight. Why you are eating so much outside and doing that? You should run. And I don't know, some desi totkes you call it, some natural medicine. Okay, if you take daily in the morning without on empty stomach, you maybe it will help you lose some fat and all those things. But at the still, I am adamant, I am not taking care of myself. I am guilty of that also. Always feel that, even whatever it is. But that is something, that is one habit of me, being lazy and not working on myself and finding time for my health and focusing on that. Because at the end of the day, they say healthy mind has a healthy body. It's all about mindset also. You have to develop your mindset and attitude to change that habit, because you cannot change a habit overnight. It takes time, gradually, step by step, atomic habits, one day at a time. So I'm working on it, and inshallah soon that will be, you will see after maybe a few months, maybe 7 8 months, thinner Umar Farooq, not that much fat, and lost some weight also. But that is the important thing. Over to Sachin. I think we have some
Well,
people here also. I think some joined. So Ranjani is there, Amit, and Virendra. Let's go with Ranjani. Ranjani, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. We have hopped in from Mumbai.
Okay, good. So Ranjani, you will get us some topic, huh? You're ready for it?
We came to just witness your topic. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
No, I will give you easy topic. I don't know why I'm so much notorious. Okay, your topic is, what historical event would you delete from history and why? What historical event would you delete from history and why? Ranjani.
Thank you, table topic master. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. If I were to go back in the past and change one thing and delete that thing from the history textbook, it would definitely be the partition of our country. When you look back at the history textbooks, we have seen that India was such a rich country and there was no dearth or no scarcity of food, and people were happy in limited resources. And people had great camaraderie, they lived in joint families, and they learned values from each other. But post the partition of our country, things changed and enmity increased between the Hindus and Muslims, leading to greater animosity, greater fights, resulting in loss of peace. And this had an impact on everything around us. Maybe the economy went down and people lost their loved ones. So if I were to go back, I would definitely delete this so that we all could have probably lived in a country where we could say Pakistan, there is no Pakistan and there is no Hindus and Muslims. We are all one nation, one country, and one human race. Over to you.
Very interesting thought process, Ranjani, and I actually second that. For thousands of years, we were living together peacefully, and all of a sudden, the Britishers come and step by step they try to divide and all that. There was no Hindu-Muslim riots before that, and all those things. So, uh, anyway, that is something that I would like to delete also. What a wonderful take on the topic. Amit, are you there?
I am here, Toastmaster Umar, but I think Dr. Arunagiri is ready. You can maybe allow him first and then I can go.
Okay, so Dr. Arunagiri, ready? What is the name? Arunagiri.
Yes, Toastmaster Umar. You're going to give me a fresh topic?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Looking forward to. And
Okay.
where is the timer chart?
I think you have time. Manage your time by yourself, like 2 minutes.
Okay,
whatever.
okay. 1 second. I'll just put it on. Okay, 1 second. I've got my yeah. Okay, fine. No problem.
Okay, so your topic is: can you believe in nothing, or does a belief in nothing still count as a belief in something? I'll repeat: can you believe in nothing, or does a belief in nothing still count as a belief in something? Dr. I have put it in the chat. Word of the day is mystify.
This topic reminds me of the time way back in 1994 when I had the good fortune of attending a spiritual retreat program called Siddha Samadhi Yoga. Our guru, Rishi Prabhakar, who was a master in transcendental meditation, in the 4-day long session, talked about nothingness. And he talked about nothingness from a spiritual angle, wherein he said, ultimately, in this universe, it is ultimately coming from nothingness. And he also elaborated this point from one more perspective, saying that ultimately, everything in this world is shunya, as we say in our Hindu mythology, or one with this nothingness. And once if we as human beings start living our life from this perspective of nothingness, your attachment to worldly objects gets diluted and you start evolving towards a spiritual being. Friends, one thing which is an absolute fact in life is about the impermanence of human life. And if you analyze it deeply, once if you are in the path of understanding the inner concept of nothingness, and you being a nobody in this world, and actually we are a nobody, automatically you will see that you will be able to live this life moment to moment and in a much more refreshing, much more happier, much more contented way. So I for one believe that we all are hailing from a country called India, which is the spiritual capital of the world, and where we understand the nuances of nothingness. And this is the reason why we, in spite of our grave economic difficulty, we still are a very happy nation. Over to you, contest chair, Umar.
Oh, I am the contest chair, yes. Interesting take on the topic, Dr. Arunagiri. Yes, from nothingness. We are not a body, we are the soul that lives within. And we are not the hardware, we are the software. But next, Amit.
Yes, Toastmaster Umar. I am ready.
You are ready? We cannot see you. You will be on the voice only?
If you don't mind, yes, please.
Oh, you will be on the podcast. Okay, so you'll want an easy topic or hard one?
Harder the tougher the better.
Tougher the better. Okay. So your topic is, why do we exist if in the end we will all fade away? Why do we exist if in the end we will all fade away? I'll put it in the chat.
Why do we exist when in the end we will all fade away? Now, everything that we say or everything that we all believe in is based on our perceptions as human beings. Human being is not almighty, mind you. We are mortals. We don't really know what we are here for. And we don't really know whether we actually fade away. We may actually be existing in some other form, and just our form would change. And we would emerge as different light, as an alternate light. In this birth, I may shine, we all may shine. And in the end, we go. But then we may come back. So we don't really know whether we would fade away or whether we would come back as a new, bright, shining light. And irrespective of what happens, we still exist and we continue to exist. More importantly, more important than existing is living. And when we live, that is when we shine, and we would never, ever, ever fade away. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Umar.
Interesting take on the topic, Amit. You went on the living part also at the end. Try to switch it up, but good take on the topic. So next, Akshay is here also. We had a lot of some additions. Akshay.
Hello, Umar. Hope I'm visible.
Akshay. Akshay, you want an easy topic or a hard one?
Let's go with a hard topic.
Okay. So your topic is, what does a feeling feel like? What does a feeling feel like? Akshay.
Let us all travel back into my memories in the year 2016. That time, I was excited to begin my new journey, which was in a new city of a corporate life. I knew what excitement felt like because you have those butterflies in your stomach. You are eager to act on, you are eager to go ahead and try out everything which is possible. Well, that happened. Over the course of 4 months, that energy, that excitement, that kept on going down and down. And slowly there was a time when it went to dial 0. There was no more feelings. There was just blank. I used to go to the office, I used to work, I used to come back, complete my daily chores, have my food and go back to sleep. This went on for a long time. And people around me started to think that I am going through some difficult time, which I'm not sharing. So one day, one of my friends, Harsh, he came to me and said, Akshay, let us go to an NGO and have some fun time. Well, I went over there and I knew it wouldn't matter much. My friend has asked, so let us accompany him and go. And over there, what we did was just taught certain students some games. We taught science through games, and that was it. But that night, when I was sleeping, I had a dream. The dream took me back to the place with the kids in the NGO. And I knew that whatever I experience over there, that is a feeling which I would not like to miss. I would like to relive that again. And I knew these kind of experiences, which reminds you or takes you back to the memories so that you are eager or you wish to relive again. These are the experiences which I can call as feelings. And that was a happy feeling. While my life as a corporate work for around 4 months was dull, that was the dull feeling which I was experiencing day in and day out. But my time at the NGO was a feeling which I wanted to relive, and that was a happy feeling. So if every one of you ask me, what is feelings, what to define, I would say that they are just the experiences which you have in your day-to-day life. If you experience something which reminds you or asks you that you want to relive it again, then that's a happy feeling. But the experiences which you want to forget, well, those are the sad or the dull feelings which you want to move on. So next time, Toastmaster Umar, if you ask me what are the feelings like, I will define that come with me to a place where I feel happy. If you experience the same and you want to go again, then that is what you are feeling, and that will be the happy feeling which you will get. Over to you.
Interesting, Akshay. You told a story in this throughout the table topic. What does a feeling feel like? I remember there is one of my favorite books, You Are the Placebo, Dr. Joe Dispenza said that a feeling is a thought that has an emotional charge. So what does a feeling feel like? So feeling feels like a emotion that is running through you, goosebumps, that chills you get, the adrenaline, all those things that come out. That is what feelings sometimes feel like. It can be in the form of happiness, sadness, shock also. But good take on the topic, actually. Wonderful. So I think we have finished the table topic speakers, and it was great to have you all towards the end also. TTM Amjad, over to you.
Thank you so much, Just Master Umar. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together to thank Just Master Umar for conducting 267th show. Appreciated, man. Always coming up with interesting, thought-provoking, challenging topics. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, power vested in me as a host of this very meeting. I adjourn the meeting. Thank you so much.